Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's January 22nd of 2021. Uh, Last day or two, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I've been watching, for some reason, a whole bunch more. I don't know why. I guess actually I found a bunch of interesting ones. Found some new ones. There's so much out there. I found a video of a guy who's Russian and married and, lives in Russia, and he's been making videos for a while. And found it very, he's trying to learn English also, and just found it very interesting. So I watched several of his videos. And he shows a lot, I wonder a lot about, Russia. I tried to. I was interested in shortwave radio, so when I was a kid, got a shortwave radio, 5-tube, Helicopters S38D, and would listen to Radio Moscow and all kinds of things. And I tried to learn Russian, but I shouldn't have picked Russian as a language to try to learn because of the alphabet. I subscribed to USSR Today, I think it was, a magazine that the Soviet government put. I subscribed to it. Wonder I wasn't on an FBI list. I bought a big dictionary, which there again, because of the alphabet. And plus, with my hearing loss that I have, learning a language but it's always been interested in Russia, and them being during, the Cold War, our number one rival and stuff like that. So anyway, I've been watching this guy's videos. He's married, and he makes videos sort of the way I make videos, I think. Whatever's around. Him and his wife went to a mall and in Russia, and then they went to a big chain of groceries. They went to the smallest of there's different sizes of this company. And he talked about his bills, how much he paid, internet service $5 a month, stuff like that. So a lot of interesting stuff I've been watching. But last night, and I don't want to blame the poor Russian, but he was out, or he had made some. I was watching some old ones, but it was kind of jerky, and the video, and a lot of panning and that kind of stuff. So when I thought, well, it's time to go to bed, and then I lay down and I thought, I'm nauseated. So I got back up. I think it was watching a little too much. I've, in the past, I think there were car chases, YouTube videos of car chases. And I think it was after watching that I got nauseated one time watching a car chase. I haven't seen the doctor about this lump that I have on my arm that's been there quite a while. I don't want to get out to the doctor's office because of the virus. If I have to go, I don't want to go for a little. I want to go and have several things taken care of and whatever. But now, after, I think I feel this. I think something's starting in this area. It's kind of bizarre. I don't know. Anyway, I've been watching a bunch of good videos. One thing I don't want to get into politics and all. I don't think this is this one here, outrage after National Guard troops unexpectedly moved from the Capitol building where they've been sleeping and, hanging out, moved out to the parking garage, and a bunch of outrage because they were moved out to the parking garage. Okay, I was never in the military, never in the National Guard, which is, military too, but I think this is, maybe something messed up someplace. Maybe they messed up by the way they said something or. But anyway, the National Guard was moved out of the Capitol building where they were laying on marble floors and leaning against marble pillars and that type of stuff. Moved out to the parking garage. And then there's a bunch of outrage from people about that. And so I think they said, okay, no, moved them back or whatever. I think that's much to do about nothing. Those National Guard people, they get called out for fires, floods, tornadoes, you name it, and they're out there under whatever condition, all the time doing that. So I think this was just some kind of poor. It was just too much, overwhelming the chain of command or somebody. So anyway, they're talking about it, and I hope they stop talking about it because they've moved them back, and it's anyway in a day or two. The National Guard, maybe not all of them, but from different states are going to be pulling out. So it's I was looking too at some tips. I'm too old. I mean, I'm going to be 80 here in a couple months. In the past, I've looked at a lot of videos. I was looking at years ago, moving to Thailand, and living on my Social Security, watching different videos of that. Really interested in that. In these other countries, a lot of the rentals are really inexpensive. I saw one in Thailand, and very cheap, but you had to climb up like 3 or 4 flights of stairs. And then once you got into this really nice, and the guy had it, which I think he was the only one that did because of he's at the top. But then you go up a few little stairs out to he had like a patio, sky patio. And then there was a few stairs that went up to like the roof, and he had that area available for, and then I could have walked upstairs, climbed upstairs. But my hearing is so bad and I've talked about it, it's not hearing, not being able to hear, there's other problems. It would be very difficult to, sometimes when people are talking, I can hear them, but the words just don't register. So it'd be a simple word, but I have to, what did you say? What did you say? It'd be something, So I've gone in and talked a little bit about that, but it would be very difficult because the videos I watch, like Thailand, you can go down the street and get some apparently excellent food, people making, but I would have a hell of a time. You need to try to learn the language. I would have difficulty even when they told me that this is, XYZ, give the name of it, and, I'd have trouble, So then when I'd go back to try to order the same food, probably, it'd be, they would think I'd be almost like being rude. It's not, People don't understand or think about the situation. When I was in Miami for 5 years, did a lot of walking around. It was really busy, and people be riding their bicycles on the sidewalk, and it's a wonder I didn't get hit. Because, I'd be walking and they'd come up behind and then they would say, left or right or something like that. I wouldn't hear them. Sometimes just a bicycle would go by me, like, wow. It's a good thing I didn't decide to step over or so. And even back when because my hearing problem started in like the first grade, I guess. And I'm guessing it's because I had an ear infection. And then the doctor, at least the doctor we had, made house calls, and he didn't show up for a couple of days. I had and he showed up and he said, well, if I'd have got here, I had to lance that. And I was, first grader or whatever. I thought, I'm glad you didn't show up. But I think that was probably it, because then, bang, when I had hearing test in school, first grade, I had a little, almost like it was a computer printout, I guess. Hey, was sent home to my parents, who paid no attention to it. And I can't blame them, by the way. Anyway, no, it was in the second grade. Yes, because I flunked the second grade. Anyway, the test was done in the second grade. So I probably had the hearing thing in the first grade, and they sent home the thing. So since I redid the second grade, I ended up, having that test done again. And of course the results were sent, again. I can't blame my parents, because, I grew up and, went to work and had health insurance. And I never went to the hearing doctor. Never had my ears tested. Once, I don't know how many years later, a whole bunch, 40 years, I don't know. I was having I had chest pain from time to time. Started when I was like I got married at age 26. 6 years later, I came home and the wife and all the furniture and everything was gone. The kids were gone. Started having chest pain. We got back together 6 years, and I was having chest pain, and while she was gone with the kids and I didn't know where they were or what was going on, I had a week of constant chest pains, and I was thinking, well, this is going to teach her. I'm going to die, and she's going to be so sorry that. Anyway, what happens when you have these kind of chest things going on? The muscle around the heart hurts. Anyway, finally I thought, okay, I can't take the pain anymore, so I went to ER. They did a EKG, and then the doctor said, are you under any kind of stress? I said, big time, yeah. So he prescribed some Valium. I took one or two, and the pain went away. And anyway, the ex-wife and the kids came back, and 6 years later she decided that she wanted a divorce, and I tried to talk her out. I said, okay, we got 4 kids, blah, 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 blah. I want a divorce. I said, okay. So we got the divorce. My chest pain started up, and I still had because I'd only taken 2 or 3 of the Valium, and I took 1 or 2, whatever it was. Chest pain went away. Wonderful stuff. And anyway, years later, I was having chest pain, and I went to every time I'd go to the doctor, I'd be, I have these chest pain. And by that time, everybody had wanted Valium or lithium. And it was, back kind of new when I first got it. I'm not sure how. Somebody's going to come back and say, it was invented in 1860. I don't know. But so I saw the doctor. I said, I'm having some chest pain. I said, I don't know, 20 years. I finally threw the Valium away. I'd only used like I think 4 or 5 or 6 out of that prescription from. And I said, Valium always, no, we do not prescribe Valium, or, we don't, And I thought, okay, I'm not a drug user, I didn't say that, Okay. So they prescribed it so much, and everybody liked it so much, and it worked so well, that then years later, when people needed it, couldn't get it. Well, I guess there was a doctor someplace if you went and shopped around or something. But how did I get on this subject? I do not know. Anyway, I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos. I've watched a bunch of these shows on tiny houses and the little, especially in the UK, the little, what do they call them? The little things that travel on the canal. I guess canal boats. People make those. I like the idea of that, but I'm too old, and I have trouble walking. I have trouble standing up without falling down, and I wouldn't be able to do anything. But there's some interesting YouTube videos. A pilot retracts the landing gear too early. I haven't watched it, but I'm not sure if he's taking off and then retract it, and then he needed to, abort the landing and land or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, interesting. Again, this is not politics, but I wanted to mention that because people are talking about QAnon. Is it QAnon? Years ago, let's see, Obama was president. I got picked up by an Uber driver. When he picked me up at a doctor's office for about a 20-minute ride getting home, he was on this cell phone. It wasn't on speakerphone, but he was on cell phone. And he never stopped talking. When I got out of it, when I got out, when he got me home, he was still talking. But anyway, he was apparently QAnon, or whatever it's called, because he's going on. And anyway, he says, that he's a veteran. I'm not sure if he said it, but, or whatever the conversation was going. And he's talking to a veteran. And they're talking about, this guy says, they have 10,000 warrants for the arrest of the pedophiles and the communists and whatever. The FBI, I think he said the FBI. I don't understand how the government could be a group that is like this group thinks they were, and that that the FBI would be, they would be deep state, So, but anyway, so I don't know, maybe he didn't say the FBI, but he says, yes, they have 10,000 warrants. They have a warrant for Hillary Clinton. They have a warrant for Obama. And these are going to be served any day now. And just going on and on like that. He's talking, they're, any day now. And they're going to be arresting all these pedophiles and Satanists and communists and, my God, going on. And then he's telling this guy, I got another guy now. He's going to be joining us, and he's going to be really great to have. He's a veteran also, and he was he was active in G2. Maybe didn't say G2, but something, intelligence. And he knows, and he knows about the 10,000 warrants. And he says, at any day now, this week probably, or next week, they'll be arresting all of these people. And I'm thinking, my God, one, they're, making plots and this kind of stuff, and he's carrying on he doesn't know he knows I got in, I guess, if we probably didn't pay any attention. I guess he knows he was picking me up from a doctor's office, but I guess I could have been picked up from the CIA headquarters or any place, and he probably would have still been carrying on this conversation. And I can't remember if I gave him what kind of a score I gave him on the thing, or if I gave him a tip. Probably I did. I'm a nice guy. Maybe I gave him a tip figuring he's going to need it for bail money. But what's happened is, and I heard it all these years later, and I saw some news reporting. I guess I'm going to have to mark this as political. I saw some news reporting that there were some news people who were logged into, I'm not sure, Twitter or whichever these sites are. Well, the sites where the QAnon people and these other people where they congregate and tell their stories and what they're going to do and how many guns they have, I guess, and all this kind of crap. And so the news media, when Biden is getting, when the inauguration day is starting, they're monitoring these talk sites, and according to what they said, of course, if you're one of these people who thinks the media lies and it's all fake and all that kind of other, then you shouldn't be watching my video. But according to these people, and they had some samples of the people were saying, oh no, Biden is, here's Biden's, I guess, arriving in the, the caravan or whatever, approaching to the Capitol to go up and be sworn in. And then they're saying, oh no, it's gonna, Trump will be busting in here any minute, and those people will all be taken away, and Trump will be sworn in, and they're just, typing and going on like this. And they genuinely believed it. There was a book a long time ago. I think I read it when I was in high school, The True Believer. It's an interesting book. They made a movie using the same title, and I don't know how you could make a movie from that book. I think, and it was about the same subject, I think, but it couldn't have been a good movie. But these people were convinced. I mean, convinced. And they were saying, well, any minute now they'll be arresting, the 10,000. It's going to happen now. It's going to happen now. And then, of course, Trump doesn't show up and Biden is sworn in. And then these news people reported that these people, that some of them were crying. There was a video even of a woman who was just sobbing and carrying on. Oh my God, the children. Oh, what's going on? And what are we going to do? And how could this happen? And then others were saying, where's Trump? And some people were saying, aren't we going to get isn't he going to give all of us a pardon? And just going on and on. That's remarkable. Reminds me of the election where Obama won. Now, was it? I'm not sure if it was. I think it was the second when he was. And they had Vice President Cheney. Fox News had him as the expert. Man, I hate that kind of stuff. Not just Fox News, but all of these things where they have an expert, So anyway, they had Vice President Cheney. And he was there, sitting there at the thing with them, the commentator, and giving them the advice about how the election was going to go and what this meant and what that meant. And he, anyway, right away with, Obama's second, when he was reelected, it was pretty fast that it was obvious, that he was winning big time. And I saw the video, because I never watched Fox News. Alexa, set volume to 0. I'll be back. I don't even know what she said. I hope you don't know what she said. Let's see. Okay. I'm back. What she asked for was batteries for her remote control. And then I, gave her two. I have purchased, I had a bunch that were sent to me a long time back to be reviewed. I also purchased packs of 12 and 24 rechargeable batteries and stuff, and I have one of those fancy, I did a review on it, fancy things that you put your batteries in there. It does AAA and AA, and you can do tests, you can do all this kind of, it's too complicated for me. I had to put them in and it charges them, and it shows you the readout and all that kind of stuff. And I get the batteries for her, and she says, no, those don't work, or something, Anyway, I've set Alexa to 0. I guess Alexa must still be I set the volume to 0. I've turned it down before and turned it up. I wonder. Anyway. Well, I guess that's the output, not the, Totally forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, watching a whole bunch of, there is a ton of, it's to the point now, if I want to, did any of you guys watch Jojo Rabbit? Is that it, Jojo Rabbit? Fantastic movie. This is cute.
You okay? Hi! You're a soldier now? At your service. But you're only 11. How are you? May I? Yeah, sure. Is that paper? That's what I thought at first too, but it's paper-like. It's the latest material invented by our top scientists. Well, I'm impressed. Hey, Yorkie. I caught it you. A real one. Oh, it's you. I saw some that they caught hiding in the forest last month. Personally, I didn't see what all the fuss was about. They weren't at all scary. It seemed kind of normal. Oh, I'm getting distracted. I got to go. Bye. Bye. Oh my God, it's so hard to run in this. You're here? Oh God. Jojo! Oh, I've missed you. Sorry about your mother. I cried for ages when I heard what happened. What's going on here? The Russians, Cho-Cho. They're coming. And the Americans from the other way. And England, and China, and Africa, and India. The whole world is coming. Help me with this arrow. And how are we doing? Terribly. I'm only friends with the Japanese, and just between you and me, they don't look very Aryan. Remember that Jew I told you about? Oh yeah, I still have her. She's basically my girlfriend now. Oh, good for you, Jojo, a girlfriend. But, she's Jewish. There are bigger things to worry about than Jews, Jojo. There's Russians somewhere out there. There wasn't anyone. I heard they use babies and have sex with dogs. I mean, that's bad, right? Sex with dogs? Yeah, the Englishmen do it too. We have to stop them before they eat us and screw all our dogs. It's crazy. And now Hitler's gone, we're really on our own. What? You didn't hear? He's dead. He gave up and blew his brains out. No. That's impossible. Blew them out. His brains. Turns out he's hiding a lot of stuff from us. Doing some really bad things behind everyone's back. I'm not sure it's all the right stuff.
give him a hug. Go, run! Let's go! Oh, Yoshi, great news, you've just been promoted, and you get your own pistol. Just go and shoot anybody who looks different to us.
Okay. Joshua? Yogi!
Thank God. I thought you were dead.
No, seems like I can never die. I'm gonna go home and see my mother. I need a cuddle.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah, I know, it's definitely not a good time to be a Nazi.
I was waiting for that.
So now the war's over, at least your girlfriend will be free.
I was waiting for it. It's not a good time to be a Nazi. That's a great movie if you haven't seen it. Jojo Rabbit. That's really a great movie. I've got a international movie database, whatever I've had for years and years, movies. And then, of course, I've forgotten to keep it up to date and that type of stuff. I've tried to rank them a little bit. It's too hard to do. I can't, if you ask me what what are the best movies, I just can't, I couldn't be able to pick, there's so many. I think I got interrupted a couple times. So, what did I want to say? I'm, as you can see, using finally, my Panasonic G7 camera is getting some use. I really wanted it years ago, and I purchased it, and about that time, cell phone cameras got pretty good, and my health got worse, and whatever. So this has been just sitting here, around here, not being used. Now I can use it. And got it on a tripod, of course. It's got, I think there's, 14 to 44, I think that's what it is, millimeters. But I did hook up, I hooked back up my Logitech C920. The reason I hooked it up, let me see here, because the app doesn't want to work with this camera, but it does, work with this, and that way I can do documents. I can hold a document or something up. Oh, wait a minute. No, not that. That's my bills. Anyway, I can hold a document up, and okay, there, I think it's got it right, or got half of it. So let's see if I take document. There we go, yeah. Oops. Oh, I see it's down here if I wanted to, there we go, so yeah. Okay. Then it also does whiteboard. And I'm not sure what do you do with whiteboard. Mark on it? I have no idea. Anyway, maybe this will be the, not this, but maybe this will be the thumbnail. What should I, in fact, I purchased, but I returned it, an Apple device a few weeks ago. And I never thought I would, I do, also because of, with my arthritis, looking down at a tablet, murder, looking down at anything. And a desktop computer really works well for me. I think I put them on the wish list, or not the, well, let's go to, where do I want to go? Oh, here, Amazon, go to wish list. I think I will buy this. I have a Elgato microphone. I have the capture card for this, Elgato. And people that are doing an awful lot of the people who are making YouTube videos use the Stream Deck. And of course they have the 15 key and I think a 24 key or something like that. I think they might even have a 5 or 6, and they really rave about it. It's $150. Oh, by the way, I put things on here that I want to remember or something, and I put this on here, but then I watched a bunch of videos and not good. So take it off. I take this off. I order these from time to time. The walnuts, it's a good deal, £3. I'll put the link below. £3. They've come okay, and it's a good price. So I put things on here to remember, and I'll put those underneath. This I just got the other day, and I haven't even tried to charge anything up with it. I could use this as a weapon to hit somebody. This thing is heavy. But I haven't charged anything up with it yet. I talked about the other day. I guess I'll put a link below for that too. This is the new, I have the Moto G I have the Moto G stylus, the 2020 model. I mean, it wasn't called the 2020 model, but now that there's a 2021 model out, so I'm not going to upgrade because I really didn't. I looked at all the videos. So I've got a couple of these shirts ordered to come in. It's kind of funny, they shipped one, they shipped one separately. So I'll see. The price looks good. The shipping looked reasonable. And just going to have to see what, how long is it going to fade the first time that, Oh, this is what I was going to tell you about. I never thought I'd be saying this, but I think I may be thinking about, put this on my list to get. I would like to have one this powerful. And, one, I've never had one that had where you could look inside and see the colors on the stuff and all that kind of stuff. It would be, I don't need this kind of power. It's kind of funny, they have this old connector here at the, the top for the plug from the keyboard. And even that they have the old VGA adapter. Now I hope this down here is a display port, but I think it's I use DisplayPort, although, let's see, this has a DisplayPort. One of my other monitors has a DisplayPort, and then the other 4 or 5 monitors that I have, they just have HDMI and VGA, you know. Anyway, I'm thinking about that. I've been talking too long. Yeah, I could probably maybe do better if I don't know though, they put these things together pretty, I could probably do better if I, you know, well, I shorted one time I did put a monitor or a setup together, well, more than one time, but one time I did, and I shorted out the circuit board to the bottom of the case, and so I think I'll just buy it put together. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.